Conor versus Bisping is over. Sadly. I mean, I waited for this for years. I had a backstory okay. They have their back and forth. It's done. It's actually long done. Probably 10 days now. I bring that to you because Bisping weighed in on Conor. Going to talk about that, but this was not part of Bisping versus Conor. Very relevant. So Bisping was talking about Conor, and he was just talking about the delusion. The delusion that you must have as an athlete in this sport, and he threw himself in there. Michael Bisping said, Michael Bisping, I believed I was going to be world champion. I told everybody. No one agreed with me. They thought I was delusional. But this is what I had to do. It's what I had to do to get through the training, to keep hope alive, to stay focused, to keep my eye on the ball. Yeah, sure, he's right. Does that surprise any of you? I've lived in this so long that, yes, Bisping's 100% right, but we all know. We never have to point it out. We never have to talk about it. But once Bisping did, I thought, well, you know what? That's interesting. And maybe the audience didn't know that. Maybe you haven't been in something in life where you had to go out there. I've heard other ways of it being fake it till you make it, laws of the universe, right? However you want to look at it, Bisping called it delusional. It's all the same thing. Fake it till you make it, being delusional, and laws of attraction. I mean, you start tying them together, you're largely having the same conversation. It is very interesting because I'm still Team Conor. I haven't given up. I saw what you guys saw. I had a different interpretation. I saw what you saw when Conor was broken and on the ground and talking about Mrs. Poirier. I understand how out of taste and out of character, I didn't see a guy being a scumbag. I saw an entertainer doing his job before we faded to black and rolled the credits. That's what I saw. I think I have the right to have seen that. And that was my interpretation. And many things that I'm seeing since from Conor, I am lost on the code. I don't like the deleting. The deleting throws me off. The deleting, to me, is an admittance of guilt that lacks the courage of an apology. I don't like the deleting, but I can live with it. I mean, that's not all that big of a deal, is it? That's my problem, that he's deleting some things? Come on, that's not a real complaint. So Conor's coming out, he is being angry, and there is a delusion there. And you guys will know this as the audience, okay? And me too. My career's done. Look back, but now I see other guys where it's over. It's over. The fighter is always the last one to know. And you can look at them at a weigh-in sometimes. You can see them take their shirt off and you can just see it's over. That's not the same guy. The same work has not been put in. The same prime and the genetics and where they run out and start to go the other way, which is very real from a scientific standpoint, where you do have certain hormones that at a certain age and they start to go the other way. Okay, but you can see when it's over. When you see when a guy's shot. And that guy can see it too. But it takes about 2 years. It can take 3 or 4 fights. For some guys, it's been 5 or 6 fights. Some guys have called in favors. It's been 7 fights. You have a hard time finding more than that. But they're not losing all of them. We've seen guys who are winning fights, but it's over. It's over. Go out right now. Trust me. You got enough money? Okay, just go out right now. You got to trust me on this. This is your last night of glory. I promise. But the guy can't hear you. The guy can't believe you're saying this. And there is many times in your career, and here's where one of the problem comes in. You're going to have times in your career where you decide what you let in your bubble, and it's not going to be everything, which means you're no longer living in reality. There are going to be things that go so badly and get so off course, that didn't happen. You will block it from your memory. It will have nothing to do with you. You will have that. I have one. I can just tell you, I went on my run through middleweight. I never lost a fight. I never lost a round. I was beaten so handily by Damian Maia, who I full well knew was a welterweight. In truth, he needs to be down a weight class. I forget all the time that match ever happened. That's mine. Right? It was my level of delusion that Bisping was talking about, along with some other things. Bisping is right. Where you need to do that, and Conor's in a tough spot. He is. He's injured. I think just for the sake of grace, you show them, you give Conor a hand up right now. You don't try to pull him down. But at the same time, it was a loss, which was embarrassing to a brash man who seldomly gets embarrassed. Oh, and by the way, he's hurt. And if you don't like him or he hurt, your feelings, you can somehow take a joy in that. I don't know how. I don't know how you take joy in a guy being hurt. I don't know how you take joy in a guy that worked his ass off, walked out in front of the world in short pants and a mouthpiece, who has to leave on a stretcher, and somehow you're happy about that. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think his words, right? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I think it has to be remembered, particularly if you see it the way I do, which is you have an entertainer doing his job. I could be wrong. I know that I could be wrong, but that is how I'm choosing to view this. It's how I viewed it that night. I did not see any malice or any way a Conor who was alone and down on the mat shouting up to 7 trained killers. I don't see how, I thought Conor was the one in the vulnerable spot in the first place. I'm backing up, but Conor is in a different spot, one that we've never seen him in. Trying to come back, trying to figure out whatever's going wrong, trying to flip a script, trying to work hard, make adjustments. These are all things that we have seen Conor do, but now you're adding an injury, and it's one thing at a time. Conor has very clear marching orders right now. Very clear. It is not a maybe of what do I do tomorrow, what do I do next week, or what do I do next month. It is set for sure. You rehab that thing. You strengthen that up. You talk with your doctors. You stay off it. You get on that bike. You put ice on him. He's got very clear instructions. He knows what is next. He's trying to deal with it. And he's frustrated. And he's dealing with it in front of us all. Is there some delusion? Oh, yeah, for sure. Is there anything abnormal about that? No. No, there's not.